What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to this week's installment on The Lake Show, and I really appreciate you all making me a part of your day again. I finally have a guest back on. Last time I had a guest was the beginning of the NFL season. Welcome back, Alex Mamulez-Arlingo. What's up, brother? How you been?
Good morning. Thank you very much for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Oh, for sure.
Been good. It's good to see you again.
You too, brother. What's it been? Like a year since you've been on the show? It's been a rip.
Yeah, close to a year, probably over a year.
Yeah?
Because I think it was the summer of 2023.
Yeah, we were in the old room.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, seems like we're so far apart, man.
You upgraded. Yeah, I know. We're far away.
I wouldn't go upgraded yet. I need to get.
Think so?
I need to get my own place.
We'll get you a studio.
I hope so. I need to get my my own place so I can actually make an awesome setup.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, we got a lot to talk about today, especially with this.
Stuff.
There's a lot of good stuff, especially with this Fox Sports nonsense right now.
Yeah.
But before we get into that, as you all know, I'm a Bucked Up ambassador, so use promo code SHOW32, get yourself 20% off any and all pre-workout orders at buckedup.com.
Just ordered $40 worth. Shout out, Dom.
Did you?
No.
Damn, man.
Say yes for the show.
Yeah, for the show. That's all right. Alrighty, we're going to go into the head coaching openings so far. So as we all know, the Jacksonville Jaguars, as of January 6th, which is yesterday, today we're recording it. So today, Doug Peterson was fired from Jacksonville. I don't know what to make of that. I really don't, other than the fact that, can we really entirely blame Doug Peterson for all this mess happening? Or can we partially blame this on Trevor Lawrence's health?
Probably, well, a little bit of both, but mostly Trevor Lawrence's health.
You think so?
I feel like there were never issues before he got injured. He gets injured, and now there's all kind of issues. Not that they were great then, but...
No, they weren't great, but they still made the playoffs. They had that, I think it was like what was it, like a 30-point comeback against the Chargers in the playoffs?
Something...
Because I remember we were in Kent for this.
Crazy, yeah.
Well, either way, like I never thought Trevor Lawrence was... First of all, I've talked about most overrated quarterbacks, like, recently, and I'm not the biggest Brock Purdy fan. I don't even know what to say about Trevor Lawrence. I feel like he's a little overvalued. Like, a lot of people thought he was going to be like the second coming of Andrew Luck or the second coming of John Elway coming into the league. He just hasn't lived up to it.
No.
Now, I guess that could be a big part about Jacksonville's front office, Jacksonville's culture in general. Like, when's the last time, like, what's the big other star that's on the Jacksonville Jaguars that you can think of, at least?
I couldn't name one.
I can't either.
I couldn't name one.
Like Travis Etienne?
I was going to say maybe him, but...
That's pushing it.
He's not really putting up crazy numbers, is he?
No, the backup, I think, is... wait, is it Brian Robinson that was his backup? I forget who his backup was, but Etienne's backup running back, I'm pretty sure, is a way better back than him, which I don't know. Either way, Jacksonville is a dumpster fire. So we have 5 head coaching openings right now. We have the Jacksonville Jaguars, the New England Patriots fired Gerard Mayo after 1 year.
I wouldn't have done that.
Chicago Bears, to be figured. Go figure. New Orleans Saints, they fired Dennis Allen back on November 4th. And Robert Saleh fired on October 8th for the Jets.
Yep.
So you personally, what would you choose? If you were a head coach and you were interviewing around, and you have to take everything into account, talent on the roster, quarterback, and GMs, I guess, also, what place are you picking?
Probably the Bears.
You think so?
Yeah. I don't think they're that bad. They're just in a really tough division. So, I mean...
They are.
That's 6 of the games every year against 3 of the best teams.
Well, let's see. Who's in there? Green Bay, Detroit.
Detroit and the Vikings.
Yeah.
I mean, literally right now, well, the Vikings and Lions, 2 of the top teams.
Yeah,
in the nation. Even
easily.
Green Bay, if they would have won last week against the Vikings, they would have had some hope.
Yeah. Wait, what seed did... I think they got the, 5th seed, right?
They ended up dropping to 5, yeah.
They dropped to 5th?
I think Lions got number 1, and then the loser of that game drops to 5th, yeah.
Yeah, in the NFC. Yeah, that's right.
Which is crazy, but...
Detroit kind of handled Minnesota, though.
They destroyed them.
That wasn't even really close. I thought Darnold was going to be MVP voting and shit.
First half was super close. Second half, Dan Campbell said, all right, you guys either get ready for the playoffs or we're not going to the playoffs.
Literally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. So you would choose the Bears.
Probably.
Makes sense. I mean, you got Caleb Williams at quarterback. You got DJ Moore. You got Keenan Allen. And who? I know there was one more receiver. Oh, Roma Dunze. You got Cole Kmet at tight end. You got DeAndre Swift at running back.
Yeah.
And here, a lot of people have always said that the Bears are just a crapshoot. Like, you can't tell me this roster doesn't have talent. Maybe the offensive line has been a work in progress for the better part of 20 years for the Bears.
Same thing with the Browns, though, you know.
Yeah, basically. But I feel like legit landing spots, I mean, you can't – I feel like this organization's never going to change until the McCaskies unfortunately sell the damn team just because they keep living in the glory days. The Bears' defense is always fine.
That was going to be my next statement. Defense is, you know, not horrible, but not the problem.
No, it's not. It's never the problem unless you count that tip Hail Mary earlier in the year with Washington.
Oh,
yeah, you know how I know that idiot? He played at Miami.
Oh, did he?
Yep, go figure. Miami Hurricane talent right there.
A bad name in the Miami Hurricane mouth.
Yeah, literally. Long tradition of great DBs. Ed Reed, Sean Taylor, Antrell Roll, Philip Buchanan. I could go on. And to do something like that garbage, that was a good representation of the U.
Sure was.
So you personally would take the Bears.
I'm thinking Bears, or it might surprise you, the Patriots.
You would take the Patriots.
I don't know. It's just a good organization. It's a lot easier to coach a good organization, I feel.
I guess Robert Kraft does provide that stability, you know, from the ownership position. If I had to rate owners, I will say the Bears is one of the worst and Patriots easily one of the best. I don't know. Here's the thing. This might sound weird, but if you got rid of Aaron Rodgers, I would 100% take the Jets.
Yeah.
I think I would take the Jets job.
Okay.
Here's my whole argument why they shouldn't have fired Robert Saleh.
Right.
He was the best coach on the staff. That defense was unreal at the beginning of the year. The offense was just putrid, and Aaron Rodgers is an old geezer. Sorry, Micah.
It's the truth, yeah.
Yeah. Does he still love Aaron Rodgers?
I think at this point he's past it, but you know.
Yeah, because of Jordan Love.
Jordan Love's, yeah.
Yeah.
He's got more potential, I think, personally.
100%. But when it comes to the Jets, if you got rid of Aaron Rodgers, but Robert Saleh was never the main problem, I feel. He was the best coach on the staff. The defense was good. The second they fired him, that defense turned into burnt toast all the way around. You had Sauce Gardner on that defense, and he looked like a bottom five cornerback.
Yeah, looked like a rookie.
He looked like a rookie again, even though I'm pretty sure he was an All-Pro as a rookie. That just goes
one simple change. Yeah,
the Jets.
It's the same thing with the Raiders too. As soon as they lost Gruden, for whatever reason it may be, they just shambles.
Yeah.
Ever since then, it's just been bad.
Who's the quarterback for the Raiders right now? I don't even know.
Oh, my God. They had like 3 or 4 going at a time. I think O'Connell was one.
You still got Minshew?
Minch.
Minshew Magic?
Yeah,
oh,
he
jeez.
stinks, too. And then there's a third one now that they're trying to rotate in. But at this point, I don't even want to watch him.
Yeah.
Bad.
We got a Raiders fan over here, guys.
Yeah, it sucks.
Well, I don't feel much better as a Steeler fan.
No? Well, I mean, it's just a positive record. You got some hope, at least. You got some hope.
Here's the only good thing about playing the Ravens is that Lamar Jackson, for whatever reason, it's like Pittsburgh's always his kryptonite. Now, I know they beat us last time we played them, and it wasn't really that convincing. I mean, the score, don't let the final score fool you. The Steelers, they were driving to take the lead and, you know, keep it a competitive game until that pick six at the end. For whatever reason, Pittsburgh is always good against Baltimore.
Yeah.
I mean, our defense at least always shows up against Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
It's different in Baltimore compared to in Pittsburgh, but I don't know, man. I really don't like Pittsburgh right now.
Well, even against the Bengals a couple of days ago, what was it, score? It was close, wasn't it?
Against them 19-17.
2-point game, right?
Yeah.
And the Steelers, it seemed like, struggled to move the ball the entire game.
George Pickens had 4 drops in that game.
Had 1 reception.
For 0 yards. That dude is the definition of crash out.
I'm going to be honest, too. I don't even think I remember them really getting the ball to any tight ends too much.
Freiermuth was our best player that day. He didn't do much until the third end of the super late in the game where it didn't even matter, basically.
You're digging yourself out of a hole now.
Exactly, like you're playing catch up.
Yeah.
Playing catch up. It was ridiculous.
But, I mean, their defense always solid. They were still getting rushes on Burrow. He's just a stud, playing out of his mind.
I will say our defense showed up after losing the past 3 to the Ravens, the Eagles, and the Chiefs. Go figure. Everybody loses to the Chiefs. This is the worst Chiefs team I've seen in ever.
And yet they have one of the best records.
Yep. Naturally. Patrick Mahomes. It's the Patrick Mahomes effect.
Yeah.
This is we're gonna get into the NFL playoffs. I'm just gonna rip into Pittsburgh. I already know I am.
That's fine. That's your team. You have the right to.
Yeah, you're right. So if you were a head coach, you're taking the Bears. If I was a head coach, I'd probably take. I would give Bears consideration if the McCaskies would just stay the hell out of the business. Just stay out of it. Leave coaching to me, and don't meddle with anything.
Yeah, worry about publicity.
Yeah, exactly. And driving up ticket sales to see your sorry franchise.
Yep.
And then, I would also take possibly some ownership in the Jets.
Jets would be a close second.
That'd be a close second for me. New Orleans they got nothing to work with.
I'm sorry.
Derek Carr, I loved him when he was a Raider, but now
it's just different.
Yeah. He's never been the same since he broke his leg. What is that what he broke? The year they were gonna basically hyped up to go to the Super Bowl. It was with Amari Cooper and obviously Derek
Waller. They had Ruggs when he wasn't doing stupid stuff. They had Foster Moreau, and then who's that one? The one white receiver that they had.
Hunter Renfrow, right?
Yeah, he was legit too.
Yeah, those were good. That was a good Raiders team. Yep. I honestly thought they would go to the Super Bowl that year if Derek Carr never broke his leg. I mean, he was a front runner for the MVP.
He was playing out of his mind there. Oh, and they had Josh Jacobs at running back, who is
they still had Josh Jacobs?
Yeah.
Damn, Josh Jacobs is that old?
Yeah.
Damn, he's an old head.
Now he's going crazy for the Packers.
Yep, go Pack, go. Yeah. All right, bud. Let's get into the college football playoff. So as we all know, the college football playoff finally has reached the Final Four, like the previous years past. We got the Texas Longhorns, the 5th-seeded Longhorns, going against the 8th-seeded Ohio State Buckeyes in the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. And then we got number 6 Penn State against number 7 Notre Dame in the Capital One Orange Bowl.
Yep.
What do you think of that game, Ohio State-Oregon? Man,
Dude,
that blew
me away.
Yeah?
I mean, deep down, I thought Ohio State's going to win, but I thought Oregon would make it close. If not, take the lead the whole game. Ohio State would come back. I was shocked.
Literally. I thought the Michigan loss to Ohio State, that's the best thing that ever happened to Ohio State this year.
It really was, yeah.
Everybody was calling for Ryan Day's head in Columbus literally 3 weeks.
I still do.
Do you?
Oh, yeah. I think he's horrible for Ohio State.
Really?
He hasn't won a national title. He hasn't beat Michigan in 3 years.
4.
4 years.
Now it's 4.
Isn't that the whole point of going to Ohio State is to win titles and beat Michigan?
That's true.
He hasn't done either.
That's true. I will say
like
he can save his job if he gets to the championship.
Which I think sucks because then you're stuck with him even longer.
Yeah, that's a good possibility. The quarterback position next year. I was never big on Will Howard. But I said months ago that you can win a national title with him because you got a $20 million roster. I would expect Ohio State to be in this position.
And that Jeremiah Smith kid is sick good.
Oh, my gosh. Dude, he's going to be – I think he would be the first overall pick in this year's draft. Yeah, if Travis – maybe other than Travis Hunter. But if you were drafting strictly based off receiving – Jeremiah Smith would be first off the board today, and he'd probably be a stud in the NFL already. He's huge. He's fast. He's quick. He's got the best hands in the country. Like I said, that he should have won the Biletnikoff Award over Travis Hunter.
I agree. Yeah,
how does Travis Hunter win the Heisman and the Biletnikoff? That still drives me insane.
You can win both, but realistically, you have to keep it like position based, like you said.
Yeah. The Heisman Trophy's always been like a quarterback award. Then you have those outliers, running backs very like rare. Derrick Henry, that 1 year, 2,000 rushing yards. Still, to this day, I'm still upset about that because I thought Christian McCaffrey should have won it that year.
Yeah.
Pretty sure he had like over 1,000 rushing and 1,000 receiving yards that year for Stanford.
Which is
disgusting. That's disgusting. I still would have given it to Ashton Genty this year, but that's neither here nor there. So looking at the Goodyear Cotton Bowl, do you think Texas has a chance?
I hope.
You hope?
I don't know why. I've always been an Ohio State hater. And
I can tell you.
Right now because I got Ohio State, who I hate, and Texas, who I hate because they're in the SEC.
Oh yeah, I forget. We got a Dogs fan here.
Yeah, well, that was gonna be my next point. Georgia hasn't lost to Texas this year, so it's not like they screwed us in any way, right?
That's true.
Us losing Alabama and getting our asses kicked to Ole Miss is what did it. But realistically, I don't think so. What do you think? I think Ohio State's got it.
I think Ohio State's gonna roll them, unless I think Texas. If they want to win this game, I think they got to put in Arch Manning.
Let me say though, Texas's defense is probably the best in the nation.
Which
is a huge difference from Oregon. Oregon was point scorers, right?
Yeah, basically.
That's pretty much what they were known for.
Yeah,
so
pretty much.
I mean, they scored 21 points in the second half.
Yeah. I mean, Texas's front seven is one of the most elite units in college football. There's a lot of guys on that team that's going to go first round in the NFL draft soon in the next couple years and even this year. But the way Arizona State kind of clawed their way back, I don't know. It was impressive. I'm glad that game was not like some of the first round games where you had SMU going to Penn State down 28-0 at halftime. Why even bother? Mm-hmm. I felt like a lot of teams, the whole format is screwed. Like Oregon, we saw they got the number 1 seed. Mm-hmm. I released a video a couple weeks ago asking, did Oregon get screwed with getting the number 1 seed?
Yeah.
Whereas Penn State, they lost the Big Ten.
Yeah.
So what's their punishment? They got to play SMU at home and then play Boise State.
And now they're playing Notre Dame.
Notre Dame, another team that, Notre Dame's not a gimme.
Clearly.
But But looking at Oregon, what was their reward for going undefeated the whole year and winning the Big Ten title their first year in it? Oh, they got to play the winner between Tennessee and Ohio State.
Yeah. And Ohio State's coming in pissed off.
Oh, 100%. Ohio State's got pride to play for. They got their coaches' asses on the line. But as far as the game itself, Texas, Ohio State, I want to see Texas win. Mm-hmm. I don't even know if it's going to be competitive. If Texas wants any shot to win, I think they have to put in Arch Manning. I've been saying this for 3 months now that Quinn Ewers is the second best quarterback on the Texas roster, even right now. And I know Arch Manning's only, I think he's a sophomore.
I think sophomore.
Yeah, but either way, I still think that he's the best quarterback on that roster. Mm-hmm. So if they want to beat Ohio State, I think they got to put in Arch Manning. Quinn Ewers has not really shown that he can be, the go-to guy in these massive games. Now, I know he clutched up against Arizona State on a 4th and 13 in overtime, but when it comes to Ohio State is a different animal than Arizona State.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I get it. He still showed up. But can he show up against teams like this? Like he choked against Georgia twice. Mm-hmm. What other notable wins does Texas have this year? Michigan? I get it. They were ranked number 9 at the beginning of the year. Then they lost 6 straight. So it's I don't have any real faith that Texas can walk out of this game with a victory. I really don't.
When Georgia played Texas that last time, I was worried when they put Arch Manning in. I was like, he's gonna come back and win a game.
It's even that effect.
Just him coming in, I'm like, they were doomed.
He's got talent, man. He's a Manning. Yeah. What can you say? He's a Manning. All the Mannings are good.
Quarterback.
He'll probably win the Heisman Trophy next year.
Think so?
My early Heisman prediction for 2025 and 2026. Arch Manning and Jeremiah Smith are going to be the 2 head dogs for it.
Okay, I'll give you that. That should be fair.
I think that's
a
legit.
If Arch Manning starts every single game, Texas kind of keeps their defense good enough.
Yeah.
So that they can keep Arch on the field. I'd say they have a chance.
Yeah, I think Texas will be. I think they'll be one of the teams to beat these next 2 years. Mm-hmm. As long as Arch Manning is still there, I think. Yeah. And I think if Texas does lose this game, I think Quinn Ewers is hitting the portal or he's hitting the draft.
Yeah.
There's no way Arch Manning does not start next year. I get the learning aspect of it, but I think Arch Manning's ready now. Mm-hmm.
He's played his fair share of games.
He has. And even when Quinn was hurt, Arch Manning still looked great. Mm-hmm. Now, it was subpar competition like the Mississippi States of the world, but, if you're a young quarterback, you need reps like that. Mm-hmm. So final, what would you say a realistic final score for this game, you think?
Should we keep with the tradition or keep with the
Let's see. Ohio State's favored by.
they won.
They're favored by 6. Oh,
that's not much at all. They've scored 40. What their past 3 games Ohio State has?
Past two.
2 or 3 games?
2 games.
We'll
42.
We'll lowball it here. I'm going to go with 32-17 Ohio State.
32-17 Ohio State. Okay. I might highball it a little bit.
Go ahead.
I might go 45-27 Ohio State.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't trust Texas against this Ohio State team right now. Now, I think I'm putting a lot of faith on Will Howard to continuously play unreal at the quarterback position. He's playing really well.
He is.
Even though he is missing some open targets when he does throw the ball. But Jeremiah Smith, Emeka Ibuka, Quinshon Judkins, Travion Henderson, a decent offensive line, a stacked defense with Jack Sawyer and Caleb Downs.
Yeah, the Jack Sawyer kid's real good.
He's going to be good in the NFL. He still went through 4 years of school without beating Michigan. I'd just like to add that because it's funny.
I'm telling you.
The fact that they haven't beat Ohio State since they haven't beat Michigan since before COVID. That's actually hysterical.
Yeah.
All right, next game, Penn State, Notre Dame in the Orange
The old
Bowl.
Capital One Bowl.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I think Penn State's got this one.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a Penn State-Ohio State national title.
The Big Ten representing.
Big Ten representing. Everybody's dogging. Here's what I really love, though. All the SEC fanboys, such as like the Alabama fans, the Ole Miss fans, the
Relax,
South
dude.
Carolina fans.
I'm an SEC fanboy.
Well, I know, but you guys were in the playoff. I'm talking about the fans that didn't make the
people who
playoff.
didn't make. Okay.
Yeah, and then they all lose their bowl games. Alabama lost to Michigan. This Michigan team.
That was bad.
How about Michigan started 2024 beating Alabama in the Rose Bowl in the semifinals, and then they in the whatever kind of bowl game it was, they beat Alabama to finish the year out.
To finish it off this year.
Poor Bama.
They got their number.
Yeah, Michigan got Bama's number. As far as Penn State, see, I worry about the competition they've played. Let's be real. SMU probably shouldn't have even been in the playoff. Boise State, I mean, I get it that they got the 3rd overall seed. They're not a top 3 team in college football.
No.
They had a top 3 player in college football. Other than that, once Penn State took Genty out of the mix, what did he have? 40-some rushing yards? That's it? On 18 carries? He was bad.
It was bad.
The second you took Boise State off the map and got rid of Genty, Boise State couldn't do anything. So I worry about Penn State's, the lack of talent they've played up to this point.
Right.
And, Notre Dame, they beat a soft Indiana team, but they did beat a scrappy Georgia team. Even with Gunnar Stockton at quarterback, I know they were without Carson Beck.
Yeah.
Georgia's still a good team, I think. So, I still think Penn State was going to win this game. As much as I like Notre Dame's defense, I think Penn State's going to find a way to do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to say a 28-21 kind of game.
It's pretty close.
Who's favored? Notre Dame's
Notre
favored
Dame
by
by
2
2.
right now.
Yep. I kind of agree with you. I think Penn State will pull it out, but I would love to see Notre Dame win.
When's the last time Notre Dame won a national title? 1988? Something like that?
Well before our time.
Well before we were born. That's okay.
But what I'm going to go on a limb here. I'm going to go Notre Dame wins.
Okay.
I'm going to say similar to the Notre Dame and Indiana game.
Like a 27-17 kind of game?
Yeah, I'm going to go with
That's crazy.
Let's go 24-14.
24-14 Notre Dame.
Right.
So I have a Big Ten showdown for the national title. You have Ohio State, Notre Dame. Both games would be impressive. Even though I got fingers crossed for Texas right now.
I do too. I think that if Penn State played Ohio State in a national title, it would be a good game because they've already played them once this year.
Yeah.
And that was a good
And
game.
Penn State is looking legit right now.
Yeah.
Penn State's actually, I know the talent. I know the teams they've played up to this point, but I think if this Penn State team, if they make it to the national title, if they can beat this Notre Dame team, I think they have a legit shot to beat Ohio State because it's very hard to beat a team twice. I mean, how did the first Texas-Georgia game go? Georgia blew them out.
Kicked their asses.
Basically. And then in the SEC title game, what was it? 2
down to the
overtimes?
last, yeah. I mean,
Was it
down to
1
the
or 2
last drive,
overtimes? Yeah, either
like
way.
third and something, and
Yeah.
then yeah, I think 1 or 2 overtimes.
Well, there you go. That alone shows it's hard to beat a team 2 times in a row when you've already seen each other. So I don't know. I think Penn State can beat Ohio State.
I think so too.
I think they have a better. I think they have the best shot out of anybody in the CFP right now to beat Ohio State. But if any team could do it, I think it would be Texas, just because if they put in Arch Manning.
Arch Manning, and then keep their defense healthy. Defense is what's gotten them to this point.
Pretty much, it sure as hell isn't Quinn Ewers. So that's our final predictions for the college football playoff. I got Ohio State facing Penn State in a Big Ten showdown, and you have Ohio State against Notre Dame in a final.
Yep.
Well, we'll find out this.
I'm excited.
We'll find out the 10th, the 9th, and the 10th. So we got the Orange Bowl on the 9th, and we got the Cotton Bowl on the 10th. So now, oh boy, let's transition into the wild card weekend of the NFL. So first matchup we got the Los Angeles Chargers going on the road to Houston. What do we feel about this game?
I want to say Houston, but Los Angeles. I got the Chargers. They
Yeah,
got Harbaugh.
right now, the Chargers are favored by 3.
That's about what I would say. I think it's going to be a close game, but they have Harbaugh. Houston hasn't been playing well. I mean, last time, when they played Baltimore, they got rocked.
They got demolished, man. I thought, and here I am yelling about Pittsburgh. Jeez, I couldn't imagine being a Houston fan right now.
Big turn on the season. Los Angeles been playing well though.
Don't they have the number 1 defense in the NFL right now?
Oh, do they really?
I think number 1 overall defense.
Well, that's what you need. But I think that they'll win that game.
Think about that. When you fired Brandon Staley when he was still with the Chargers, his side of the football was defense. They were the worst defense in history. Yeah. You remember the Raiders were up 42 nothing at halftime at one point?
Destroying them.
Yeah. So once you fire him, bring in Harbaugh, oh, look at that.
Things change, yeah.
Things change. It's the same damn group of personnel.
Harbaugh winning like he's used to the past couple of years.
Harbaugh's a great coach. I'll go to my grave saying that Harbaugh was over-scrutinized at Michigan when he was there, over-scrutinized at the 49ers when he was there. I know he doesn't have a Super Bowl to his name. I'll tell you what, he's never had a quarterback like Justin Herbert.
True.
I think like 99% of other teams in the NFL, if your name's not Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, or Patrick Mahomes, I think you're taking Justin Herbert.
I would. Absolutely would.
Who would you take? Joe Burrow or Justin Herbert?
Oh, Joe Burrow. Come on.
Joe Shiesty, he's so good.
He had like the best year, period, in the NFL as a quarterback.
Yeah.
But just didn't have the defense to stop him, and then they just couldn't pull it out in the close games. Kickers missed a lot of crucial kicks.
Yeah.
A lot of crucial kicks.
Yeah, that's true. But that defense, that was a horrible defense. The fact that you can lead the NFL in passing yards, passing touchdowns, passer rating,
passer rating, every stat,
everything, and you still don't make the postseason. I'm sorry to all those ESPN executives I saw weeks ago that were bashing Joe Burrow. Not some of the smarter ones, but some of the ones who come on as guests who aren't as smart, bashing Joe Burrow, saying he's got to play better. Listen, turnovers happen. Turnovers happen in the NFL. Interceptions happen. How much better do you want Joe Burrow to play?
Correct.
Like, how much more do you want that guy to do? Yeah, don't turn the ball over. Okay, well, tell your defense not to give up 40 a game so Joe Burrow doesn't have to put up 50 a game. How about that?
Kickers make the field goals that you need to make. They know. I know for certain they missed one against Baltimore. They make that. Cincinnati wins that game.
Yeah, and they're probably in the playoffs
then,
at this point.
Then that lowers Baltimore, puts Pittsburgh up higher too. So
yeah,
that would have made the game Saturday even more of a
that might have been for division. That's interesting. So you have the Chargers going on the road and beating Houston.
I think they'll beat Houston.
I think the Chargers will beat Houston too. I don't like how beat up Houston is. Even when Diggs was on there,
and go ahead.
Tank Dell.
Yep.
See, CJ Stroud he's in a sophomore slump. I didn't think at the beginning of the year that they would hit a sophomore slump, but he's in one. Yeah. But I blame a lot of it on injuries. If they were healthy, they'd have a good chance. But the fact that the Chargers, this immaculate turnaround, Justin Herbert's playing really well. Ladd McConkey is a dog. Literally, he's from Georgia. And then you got J.K. Dobbins running the rock, a number one defense. I'll take the Chargers. I think they're going to roll Houston, actually. I'm going to take them I'll take a 24-7 kind of wild card game.
Okay, that's pretty. I was going to do something similar to that. I think it'll be close, maybe for the first half, but like you said, Houston's so beat up. I'll go Chargers 28-10.
28-10? All right.
Yeah.
So that's our first matchup. Second one. Here we go.
Boy.
I'm about to go on a rant.
Do your thing. I'm here.
We got the Pittsburgh Steelers going on the road against Baltimore. Mm-hmm. It's the same damn thing every year. Losing 4 straight to close out the year. You had the Division One. You had all the momentum. Russell Wilson was playing well. Now the defense is they've been playing a little bit better this past week, but they're shot. This defense is not the greatest. Russ stinks. Justin Fields, put him back in. George Pickens needs to stop running his damn mouth and start catching the football. Just play, man. Quit being the NFL version of a crash out, man.
I hate it, yeah. I hate it.
He's starting to get on my nerves. Like, just as a fan. It's like, bro, you're starting to act like Antonio Brown. Stop.
Yeah, it's going to ruin his career.
It's going to ruin his career. A lot of people, including Shannon Sharp, said that they need to get him out of town.
Really?
Listen, it's kind of hard to defend him when, like, you want to do all this jawing. Yeah. Okay, well, plenty of people do some jawing. Like, Jamar Chase, he runs his mouth.
Absolutely.
But he's about to win the Triple Crown in the NFL. He's about to win it all. George Pickens isn't even close. And this, especially dropping 4 passes or 3 passes, whatever it is, 5 targets, 1 catch, 0 yards. You have lost every right to jaw at other players and run your mouth.
Especially in a game that important, right? If it's the beginning of the season and that happens, maybe he just needs to get used to everything.
He needs to grow up. I'm sorry.
But
he needs to grow up 100%. But there's a big but here. I'm going to take the Pittsburgh Steelers to win 17-14.
Holy crap, really?
In Baltimore, I'm going to take, because as much as Baltimore's playing hot, defense is a little injured. Lamar Jackson, Pittsburgh has outplayed him the majority of the past couple years. I don't know. I have such an odd feeling about this game. I'm just gonna be home. I'm just gonna be a homeboy. Root for the boys. I'm gonna take Pittsburgh 17-14.
I don't think that's a bad take.
Yeah, you do.
Personally, I don't think it's gonna be a bad game though. Obviously, Baltimore.
It's gonna be a bad looking game.
Yeah. Well, it may. Baltimore's been playing pretty well. I guess it's a toss-up for me, but I'll end up going. I'm going with the Ravens. Don't hate me.
I'm not gonna hate you. Trust me.
What did you say that you thought?
17-14.
17-14. I think it'll be Baltimore. It'd probably be like 35-24.
Damn. You think it's gonna be You think it's gonna be an offensive showcase?
I think
okay.
Pittsburgh will turn it around, and then Baltimore. I mean, they always find a way to score. They have just so many good players. It's hard for them not to score a lot of points.
100%. And, Lamar's probably going to win MVP, even though I don't know.
I don't think he should.
No,
I think it should be Burrow.
I would give it. You think Burrow?
Oh, yeah.
See, I would too if his team won more. I'm not blaming Burrow, but if
you have to take that into account. That's fair.
100%. Yeah, you have to take it into account at least. But if we were just going by like who realistically should be, like regarding record and team, Joe Burrow, 100%. He's definitely MVP. Who's more valuable right now than Joe Burrow?
That's what I was thinking of.
If the Bengals did not have Joe Burrow
in the whole league, yeah.
If the Bengals didn't have Joe Burrow,
they had their 3-win season.
Probably
3-win season.
That's awful.
Yep.
All right, now that's Saturday the 11th. We got Sunday the 12th. We got 3 games. Denver at Buffalo, Green Bay at Philly, Washington at Tampa Bay. I'll tell you what, after watching, I know they played backups on Kansas City, but I like Denver to pull off an upset right now.
Good. They look really good.
They look really good. I like Sean Payton. I like Bo Nix.
Payton's got the experience. That's what wins games is the experience. That's why Georgia lost. They lost because of the experience. Who else was it? The reason Penn State's been winning, experience. They don't typically win the big games, but they have experience in the big games.
100%.
Goes a long way.
100%. And I don't know. Everybody's riding the Buffalo wave. I've been on the Buffalo train a little bit. Like, I think they're a great team.
Slowing down.
I don't know. Something. I think something's going to stop Buffalo. I don't think they're going to the Super Bowl. And I think that roadblock is going to be Denver in an upset. I'm going to take Denver 24-21.
I kind of like that. I might do the same. Obviously, I hate to root for somebody in the same division as us, but
Well, of course,
represent
naturally.
the division at
Represent
this
that
point, you know what I
division.
mean? I picked the Chargers earlier, so we'll go Denver.
Well, if you had to root for Denver or Mahomes, who are you rooting for?
Oh, Denver.
Thank
I
you.
can't say,
Okay, exactly.
Denver,
Kermit the
yeah.
Frog.
Right. I'm with you. I'm going to go Denver 28, Buffalo 27.
All right.
I
Oh,
think it's gonna be
1 point
super
game.
close, yeah.
Okay.
Because like you said, obviously
Buffalo
taking
28,
that
Denver
experience.
27, you said?
Denver 28, Buffalo 27.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay,
Yeah,
I got you.
that's right. Yeah.
So we're both picking Buffalo to get
Let's see
upset.
the upset. Let's see it.
Let's
Denver
see it.
Did it. Remember when they did it to the, you probably know the Steelers? On
Yeah,
that cross pass.
Tim Tebow.
First round, right?
That was the last game Tim Tebow ever started in the NFL.
Yeah. Let's see if they can do it again, man.
Maybe Bo Nix' time.
Next looks good.
Green Bay at Philly.
That's going to be, I think.
That's such
that
an
might
interesting
be-
matchup because they
yeah.
played each other in the
Yep.
first game of the season. And for the most part, Green Bay controlled that game, except they choked in the end.
Yeah. Well, that wasn't when Jordan Love got hurt, right? He got hurt a couple.
He got hurt a couple weeks after,
Okay,
but
that's
they were off to a slow start. I don't know, man. I like the way Green Bay's been playing.
Me
I
too.
might take Green Bay in another upset.
I agree. It's going to be very, very close. It'll be that might be game of the first round of the playoffs.
It might be wild card round game, like overall game. I like Jalen Hurts. I do. But if he goes back to turnover prone Jalen Hurts,
Yeah.
it might be a rough day. But I'm going to take the Pack. I'm going to take Pack 28-21.
All right. I agree. I think Green Bay will pull it out. I think it might be a little lower scoring game. I'm going to go Green Bay 21. Philadelphia 13.
21-13.
21-13.
That's going to be an interesting game. Final game of the Sunday slate. Washington at Tampa. I know who I want to pick.
I know who I'm going to pick. Them Commanders, baby.
You're picking the Commanders?
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
All right.
I love Jaden Daniels.
I do too.
That
He's
kid is a
fantastic.
stud.
I thought, here's the thing. Everybody was comparing him to Lamar Jackson at the beginning of the year. I'm like, slow down. Like, I saw him in college too. Like, he looked Lamar Jackson-esque, but he's not Lamar Jackson. Well, he might be Lamar Jackson
Yeah.
2B.
And he's
1B.
he could throw the ball better. I mean, obviously
Way
Lamar
better.
still throws
I
it,
will
but
go
he
to-
has great receivers.
Yes.
Great receivers.
And this is an average roster overall. Like, all they need to get was Dan Snyder out of town.
Get him gone, yeah.
Get that clown gone, and
You,
then get a quarterback.
You going with Mayfield,
Yup.
Tampa Bay?
Oh yeah. I said whoever gets the short straw and has to go play Tampa in Tampa, I think they're gonna lose. I think Tampa Bay is gonna win 28-20.
Okay.
I'm gonna take Tampa Bay. I think Baker's feeling dangerous.
I mean, he always is. He always is, especially playoff time. He did. when
he
was at the
beat the
Browns.
brakes off of the Eagles last year,
Yeah.
and they clawed
Yeah,
tooth
that
and nail, and
surprised me.
they were so injured the middle of the year,
Mm-hmm.
and then Baker just put that team on his back. Like, Baker is a good quarterback. I will put him as the top tier quarterback in the NFL.
He's got heart.
Cleveland, you can give him a call again.
They should have. They should never let him go.
Nope.
I'm gonna go with Washington here.
I figured.
I'm gonna go 17-14.
Okay,
Commanders.
I can give that to you.
17-14.
I think
But,
that's a big toss up. That actually
yeah,
might be
it'd
game of the
close.
week.
It could be. It could be. It'll probably be closer.
Yeah. So now we got the last game of Wildcard weekend. We got Monday, January 13th, Minnesota, because they lost to the Detroit Lions. Winner was to get the number 1 overall seed. Minnesota travels to Los Angeles now. I don't know how I feel about this. I really don't.
I was thinking both ways, and the same. I don't know how I feel because,
I like Stafford.
yeah, I was gonna say that.
I like Stafford.
He's already won one.
He has, and he's been very good in the playoffs. I don't know. After watching Sam Darnold play 2 nights ago, I was like,
Not good.
not good. They needed that. Like, I think it was the perfect storm for either Minnesota or Detroit, that's why the number 1 seed was so imperative. Whoever got that number 1 seed and, had to have people come into their house to advance, I think is going to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. I still think Detroit's going.
I hope so.
That city deserves it. That city deserves it. But as far as this game, because Minnesota drew the short straw and going to L.A., I'll take the experience of Matt Stafford, Cooper Kupp, and Puka Nacua right now. I'll take that team. That's probably going to 21-20 Los Angeles. That's what I'm going to go with.
I agree. Rams defense been decent. I haven't really seen them get
they're young
blown out recently.
No, but they're young.
But they are,
They are young.
But they at least, like you said, experience. They have McVay.
That's true.
For a while.
Super Bowl champion.
Yep. Stafford.
Another Super Bowl champion.
I think the Rams will end up winning too because Minnesota looks bad recently. I mean, they just got rocked against.
Most people do against Detroit.
Yeah.
See, but the problem is that Detroit's so injury riddled, which is why I think they needed the number 1 seed more. I trust like Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison. Like, I trust that they can win on the road. I have more faith that they'd be able to win in Los Angeles than Detroit. But I think the train ends here. The Sam Darnold hype, like, I get it. He had a phenomenal comeback year.
Yeah.
But I think that hype ends here. I think it's done after this. I think Los Angeles wins.
I agree. I'm gonna go with the Rams, 14 to. I'm gonna go 9.
14. You think it's going to be a low-scoring affair?
I don't think Minnesota can score very well. They didn't the other night
against the suspect Detroit defense. It's It's not like Detroit's an otherworldly defense. They're not.
So that's. I'm going to go low-scoring game, but I do agree with you. I think Los Angeles will pull it out.
All right. Yeah. So we pretty much agree on all of them except 2 of them.
2 of them.
Yeah. So
that one isn't the Pittsburgh one's an exception. You're a fan, so you have to.
I don't have to. Oh, trust me, I don't have to.
You did tear them apart.
I've been so critical of them. Russell Wilson, man.
Yeah.
I'm just glad he doesn't say that at the podium. Let Russ cook or whatever. Enough with that talk. Pittsburgh just makes me so mad. They really do. It's year in, year out.
I'm the same with the Raiders, but it's different. At least Pittsburgh has a chance. They're in the playoffs. They're going against a team they played against multiple times. And like you said, they always struggle with them. Pittsburgh's been a thorn in their side for a couple years.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll be a thorn in Lamar Jackson's side one last time.
That would be
Think
dope.
about this. Here's what I think. If Pittsburgh can beat Baltimore, I legit think Denver can beat Buffalo.
Yeah.
Other than the Chiefs, you got the Chargers, Houston, I think Denver, I think that Pittsburgh can make a little run.
I agree.
Probably not.
They have the experience, though, like we've been talking about.
Yeah, they do.
But the head coach has been to multiple Super Bowls.
He's been to 2. Should have beat Green Bay.
Same thing.
Tell your brother that I'm still pissed about that.
Yeah, they didn't.
They didn't.
No, you know what's crazy? We picked a lot of underdogs, or I guess a lot of upsets, you should say.
We did.
Chargers, you picked Pittsburgh. We both agreed Denver.
Green Bay. I took Tampa.
Yeah, Tampa. I picked Washington, but I mean,
who's favored in that game? Tampa is favored by 3.5. That's an interesting line. What about the Rams game? No, I do not need my calendar.
I wonder who they have winning that one, or who they have favored in that one. Got to be the Rams.
Minnesota minus 2.5.
Wow.
Interesting. I don't know. We're gonna find out real soon this weekend.
We will. I'm excited. Some good football coming up.
Yeah, big time. Alex, I really appreciate you coming on, brother.
Oh, as always, Dom. I appreciate you having me.
Oh,
Make sure you guys tune in. Tune in every week.
Tuesday mornings, 9 a.m.
Yeah, it's a good way to start your day.
I appreciate it, brother.
Love you having me, man. Love you having me.
For sure, brother. Love you, my man.
Yes, sir. Love you too, Dom.
I'm going to go home and take a nap.
Time to relax. Let's get it.
Basically. And that's going to wrap it up this week on The Lake Show, everyone. I really appreciate you making me a part of your day again. Be sure to like, subscribe, share with your friends, leave some comments down below. I'm your host, Dominic Lakeo. God bless.
Peace out.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want, and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no, I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up, it's time to look